All right. Happy Wednesday. If you're catching this live on Zoom or on YouTube, my name is Aaron Lahman. I'm hanging out with my sister, Angela Lahman. Really grateful for you checking out this video. Ange and I are passionate about the Young Living business opportunity. And so we are, as a part of this Living Well Now team that we're a part of, every Wednesday, we do a product education workshop at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. East Coast time. And then afterwards, we do this intro to business call just to let people know what's available to them if they choose. So that being said, I wanted Ange to just start off with just a glimpse into your Young Living business journey and what that has been to you and how it's shifted and changed your life.
Sure. Thank you. So I'm super grateful for the opportunity to share tonight. It's an honor to be in California with Aaron. I'll be here 2 more times before the end of the summer. So that's pretty cool too, especially because it's hot in Arizona and it's the last place I want to be in July. So it's really nice to be here. Really grateful.
Yeah.
I also just want to add a caveat that the desperate times call for desperate measures. I don't know if you've ever found yourself in a place where you can't see further than maybe a week or a month ahead in your life, and it feels really hard and things feel difficult and you're not sure how you're going to make it out. But I was there in 2011, 2012. I was going through a divorce and left with this kind of sinking feeling of how am I going to support my kids to be all that they can be in their lives, provide for them a lifestyle that was abundant and hospitality based, as gratitude based, without feeling like I didn't have enough to make ends meet. And so what happened in 2012 is that we found a really great solution to some of those financial woes, and that was to make a few $100s a month extra with our Young Living business. That way I could still afford the awesome products. I could still treat my kids once in a while to food and restaurant celebrations that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And it also just gave me a purpose, a renewed sense of purpose. And so if you're coming out of the last 15, 18 months just feeling sort of stuck or down, or life has thrown you some curveballs that you weren't expecting when it comes to your financial situation, it's definitely something to take a look at. And what we started doing at that time was showing people how the money gets made in Living Well Now, very similar to in Young Living, what you're going to hear tonight. And I went from feeling desperate to feeling abundant, just because I began to see the potential of telling people about how the business worked, about how they could make a few $100 extra in part-time hours. I was kicking butt as a teacher and working in a public school, K-8 scenario. It was fine. I loved my classes. I didn't like the stress level. I didn't want to coach after school hours. I wanted to be with my kids as much as possible and really be able to give them a very present mom to their lives. And so doing this in part-time hours gave me that freedom and flexibility that I was looking for. And in a few short years, I was earning more in part-time hours with Young Living than I had been making in the classroom. And it became apparent that then I could leave my job in teaching and just work part-time hours while devoting most of my time and energy to being their mom and raising them up. So that's what affords me the opportunity to be here this week, because I can work a couple hours a day and maintain my business, grow my business, expand my business, and still get to spend quality time with my kids while they're on vacation. That's why I'm coming back in another week. Yeah. That's why I'll be back a week after that, because it's that amazing, that flexibility, that amazing time freedom that I've been able to grab hold of as something that's really valuable and important in my life. And I was just with my husband and I were with 2 of our friends, another couple that live in this area today, as a matter of fact, and we were talking about that, like, going back to a 9 to 5, so to speak, a corporate job isn't an option, but diversifying income, thinking about entrepreneurial ideas, mindset, network marketing, and really jumping and starting people out, jump starting people's business. Those are the things that light us up and really set our hearts on fire. And so if this call tonight is the first time anybody said to you, what do you dream of? What do you want to have happen in your life? What are you creating? If this is the first time that somebody's asked you those questions, definitely reach out. We would love to chat with you more. We would love to give you the resources that you need to really start to put legs on your goals, and really move toward that next step of becoming an incredible network marketer and enjoying and loving your designed life.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, thanks for being here. I'm glad you got to share that here to start this workshop. And so, yeah, if you're on YouTube, this is, Ange, you are a glimpse of what's possible, right? I think that's, I think for my wife and I, Sarah, we were looking at what you and Mom and Andrea were creating with the Living Well Now team. And we were like, holy moly, they're going to do this thing and I'm going to be teaching math. And I was like, what? I don't like teaching math. I loved my students. I don't like teaching math and they're not paying me very much. I'm going to keep doing this and they're going to go design their life and I'm going to keep teaching math. And so if you're teaching math and you don't like it, or if you have a job that you absolutely don't like, maybe 4 or 5 years from now, maybe if you dive in now, start really growing your Young Living business, your entrepreneurial mindset, your network marketing mindset, maybe 3 years from now, 4 years. I mean, it's ultimately your journey, your timeline. But typically, a lot of the network marketing gurus say 4 to 7 years. You really got it. You really got to be real with yourself. Nothing happens overnight. So maybe, that was 2012. Here we are in 2021, and you are living a life by design, and you've created so many awesome relationships and developed in so many ways your own wellness journey, your own mindset. Anyway.
Well, and I think it's really important to note here at the outset, because we're gonna just do a really quick presentation about how the money gets made. It doesn't have to be thousands of dollars that you earn either. I mean, it turned out that I could replace my income with this position or with this network marketing career, but that doesn't have to be your story. If you're just looking to make a few $100s to save for a car, or to save for your kids' college, or to speed up your retirement plan, whatever that is, it can be a few $100s a year, or a month, without having to really dream of leaving your job. It can happen while you're loving and living your job. My last year teaching was my favorite year, because all of a sudden I was doing it because I loved being there and being with the kids, and I felt like I could give back to my community that way, instead of just having to work hard for the money. So also think about it that way.
Totally love it. So I'll cruise now. You can go cheer on the Suns for
Okay.
All right. So lifestyle 1, this is what we were all basically sold growing up, right? It's like, go to school, get your skills, then work hard for the next 40 years. Enjoy your weekends, enjoy your vacations here and there when you can. But then really, like, the goal is like retirement, because then that's when you're really going to get to enjoy life, design your life. So like Anne just shared with her own story, in 2012, my sister-in-law, my mom were like, light bulbs went off. Like, wait, yeah, we got trained in this whole, like, go to school, get your skills, then work hard. But guess what? Maybe we just really lock in on this Young Living thing. Why don't we do this? We care about these products. We know this wellness lifestyle is important. Let's work smart. Let's go after this. And so now, here they are. Here Sarah and I are. Here are a lot of other Living Well Now members, lots of Young Living business brand partners that are out there that are living a life by design, and they're teaching people about wellness and teaching people about the entrepreneurial mindset, and also the network marketing mindset that is key, and really getting to enjoy life on their own terms. So again, why Young Living, right? Lots of different entrepreneurial options out there. Well, wellness and beauty industry is anticipated to be $1 trillion industry by 2025. So those two are not going away. Wellness and beauty are only going to keep growing. So Young Living's got solutions in both of those zones. natural wellness with essential oils, oil-infused supplements and nutrition products, a natural household cleaning line, Savvy Minerals makeup line, in my opinion, like the cleanest out there, the Savvy Minerals makeup line, CBD products formulated for, just that are amazing. And also other products formulated for kids, babies, and animals. So this as that growth happens in that wellness and beauty industry, we can be a part of that growth as a Young Living brand partner. So Young Living's big promise to all of us, it's a quality promise, is that from seed to seal, we know that from the time the seed is planted to the time the oil is put into the bottle or the package, the supplement is put in the bottle, we know that we're getting the best products available, the best essential oils available, and they're doing whatever they can to make sure cultivation, distillation, and then also the testing is the best of the best. So this is one of the main reasons we, as Young Living users now, we've been using Young Living products for 15 years this summer. This is one of the big reasons we choose Young Living over what's showing up at Costco or what's showing up at Target or what's showing up at the health food store. We just know since 1994, so like 27 years of history, they really have this process down, and we know that we're getting the best of the best, and they continue to get better. That's what I also love about Young Living. As I just said, Gary and Mary Young founded Young Living in 1994. It started as a mom and pop shop. It's family vibes. When you go to the Young Living convention, when it's, historically is in Utah, it feels like a family vibe. It's people wanting to help people choose better options and grow in wellness. Young Living, this is the growth curve that's happened over this last 27 years. It's exciting to see this growth. And I don't know about you, but me personally, as I'm thinking about the next 27 years, I'm visioning more growth. These products, in my opinion, these oils, they do need, there needs to be a mass movement, even bigger and greater than we have seen over the last 27 years, because that means that people are saying yes to wellness, yes to body, mind, spirit health, and yes to designing their own lives. Young Living has members in 25 countries and are growing. We're continuing to grow that. 2 million customers around the world, and does about $2 billion a year in sales. I think that's been the last 3 years they've surpassed that $2 billion mark. Young Living is passionate about getting oils in every home on the planet and believes that all people should have access to this Young Living lifestyle and this Young Living business opportunity. And Young Living also takes the stewardship of the earth and its people seriously. They lead by example in developing sustainable farms, protecting the environment, and strengthening vulnerable communities. And they are all about inclusion, respect, trust, and transparency. So once you fall in love with the products, recommending them to others is as simple as 1, 2, 3. 1, tell your story. So as you get to know the products, right? As you dive into the Thieves laundry soap or the Thieves household cleaner, or as you dive into the Ningxia Red, or as you dive into your essential oils, right? You dive into your starter kit essential oils, whatever products that you get pumped about that Young Living has, you're going to develop stories, right? You're going to develop stories, and then you're just going to start telling that story. So sharing, like, hey, this is how I use lavender. I use lavender as a deodorant. I know you use like antiperspirant stuff, but we are actually meant to sweat, and sweat is cleansing. So instead of doing antiperspirant, would you be interested in trying an alternative that will, like, you'll smell good, but it'll allow you to sweat and cleanse? So start telling your story, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's just in conversation with others. And then you're going to invite people to just take a look. So you're going to invite people to maybe a class you host with a friend, or a brand partner friend that you get started with, right? So whoever invited you to watch this video, or invited you to this workshop, maybe they would help you host a workshop, and you guys can do like a workshop, like a 101 workshop, and kind of give a glimpse at some of Young Living's main product lines. So you're just going to invite people to take a look, and not just at the products and not just at the oils, but also at the business. So you could potentially invite somebody to a Wednesday evening Living Well Now call if you chose, and invite somebody to take a look. Hey, I'm launching this Young Living business. I would love to be in business with you. Would you be down to come to a workshop with me next week? And then see what they say. If they're like, yeah, all right, I'll listen. I'll listen in. I'll take a look. Then you would invite them to the next workshop. And then the third piece, and I think one of the most, all three of these are so important, right? Your story, inviting people to take a look. Then number 3 is listening to and honoring people. Finding out what goals they have, what needs they have, what they actually want. Maybe they do yearn for a side hustle income, but they're unsure of how to do it. So just be a listener, like show up and support and find out where they're at as far as that goes. Find out what their goals are, their health visions are. And then perhaps if they're open, you can help them find solutions product wise and or business wise. So as Ange mentioned earlier, for her, there were some specific reasons why this Young Living business opportunity made sense to her. For me, I would say the 3 main reasons would be 1, getting to be my own boss. I don't have somebody waiting for me to show up in my classroom at 6:45 every morning. I love that. I love not needing to do that. Yes, I do choose to sign up to host workshops here and there as a part of the Living Well Now leadership team. Yes, I choose to go to different trainings that Living Well Now has and that we offer so that I can develop and become a better leader and learn how to do this business better. But all the other details is on me, right? All the other details is on this guy. And just getting to be my own boss, getting to pick my own hours, getting to work from wherever I want to work from. Sometimes I'll go, I'm fortunate to live near the beach. Sometimes I'll go out to the beach with my phone, with my headphones on, and I literally will just do inviting out there, send messages to teammates and say, hey, any updates? What's your latest? How your oil's working out? So the fact that I can work from anywhere is dreamy. I love being my own boss. Second piece would be this personal growth. We were all raised to be most of us in the Western world were raised to be 9-to-5 employees. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 is kind of what we've been sold. And learning the entrepreneurial mindset is a trip. It is important and it is necessary that if you are choosing to grow a Young Living business or do any sort of entrepreneurial path, lock in to entrepreneurs that you resonate with. Lock in to network marketers that you resonate with. You've got to be, we all have to be listening to that. When I'm listening to that, my confidence is way, way, way higher than when I'm not listening to that. My confidence in being an entrepreneur is sky high when I'm listening to Gary Vee, when I'm listening to Tony Robbins, when I'm listening to Eric Worre, when I'm listening to Richard Blissbrook, right? So that's incredibly important. Keep that in mind as you're considering growing a Young Living business. Just that you are intentional at listening to audiobooks, listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube videos to pump you up and really develop that entrepreneurial mindset. And then I would just say one final bonus would just be no inventory. I don't have products in the closet that I have to sell by the end of the month. I choose how many workshops I put on my calendar. I choose what my business is going to look like, and I teach people about the products, about the oils, and then they get online and order, and Young Living ships it to them. So I love that fact about working, being a part of the Young Living community. So how does this business work? How do I get paid? What do I have to do to get paid? How much money can I make? How do I start? So it's all up to you. It's all up to you and your goals, right? If you want to just pay for your product, maybe you're like, you know what? I want to be able to spend $100 a month and I want to get that paid for. Or I want to spend $150 a month, $300 a month, and I want to get that paid for. So step 1 would just be gathering some customers, getting them excited about the products where they're like, yes, I want Ningxia Red every month. Yes, I want to order that feelings kit, or I want to order that CBD line, or I want to get into the Savvy Minerals line. And you help people find these solutions so that they're like, they're loving the products as much as you are. And then you start to see your products get paid for free. Now, the dream world is all four of those people that you've helped get started also get excited about teaching others. And they're like, yeah, I want to invite people to some workshops, invite people to learn more about the products and about the business. So now each of those four are teaching people and getting excited about paying for their own product. And so they grow teams as well. So now it's not just Aaron growing a team, but it's Courtney, it's Tina, it's Kristen, it's Brianna, right? It's all these different people growing teams. So that's depending upon what your goals are, right? And then you can take this as far as you'd like, right? You can inspire others and grow as big of a team as you want in 25 countries. So see the growth journey of that, right? If that Courtney team or that Tina team or Kristen team or Brianna team grow, they get excited, they grow, right? And they see the vision. They see the vision of designing their own life, working from anywhere, having, greater income. Maybe they have big goals for themselves. You can really create an incredibly large and beautiful and health promoting organization. So, for example, you help those four. They each help four. That's 16. They each help four. That's 64. You then have 84 repeat customers. So that would mean 84 people are on subscribe to save, and they're ordering every single month because they're loving these products. They're like, I'm not going to go to Target. I'm not going to go to Walmart. I'm not going to go to Costco. Like, I'm going to get my supplements from Young Living. I'm going to get my cleaning stuff from Young Living. I'm going to get my essential oils from Young Living, right? I'm going to get my nutrition support, my Ningxia Red from Young Living. That'll be another option. So they get excited. Let's say they're ordering $125 of product every month. That would be $10,500 a month in sales on your organization, and you're going to earn 7% on those sales, or about $700 a month. So again, like I said, it's up to you. It's up to you and your goals and what you want to create. It's star, senior star, executive, silver, gold, platinum, all the way up to royal crown diamond. Our Living Well Now team, our goal, we're really working to help as many families as possible earn $1,000 per month with their Young Living business. And the typical $1,000 a month earner is hanging out in the silver zone, like they've hit the rank of silver. So if you would like to make $1,000 a month, you would, if you're just getting started, you would dive in to hosting workshops, doing some trainings, getting coaching with your leader that's helping you grow a business. Dive into the LWN brand, our brand partner group, and just baby step, right? Goal one, all right, got to get to star. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach classes. I'm going to, invite people to take a look. I'm going to gather my own stories. I'm going to share those stories with people and watch your business grow from star to senior star, executive to silver. So can I really make a living doing this? This is a lot of information to process, and here are some questions that will help you decide. So what if you do try the products? So if you're watching this tonight live, or if you're on YouTube, what if you tried the products? And what if you found Young Living's products to be as extraordinary as I did, as my family did, as 2 million other customers around the world do? Would you ever recommend them? Like, recommend them like you recommend a restaurant, or recommend them like you recommend a TV show, or recommend them like you do a movie? Yeah. And then if you recommended them, you started recommending them, and others fell in love with them, what if Young Living then sent you a referral income every month? So as you were teaching people, as you were recommending some oils, some products to people, you started seeing this income show up, commission check show up. And what if that kept growing? As you kept growing your intentionality and your business ownership and your entrepreneurial mindset and your income producing activities, what if that just kept growing, right? What if your teams kept growing? And what if you had the support of a team with a proven track record? And so our Living Well Now team, if you've watched from the get-go, you heard Ann share, she and my mom and my sister-in-law, Andrea, they were really the key leaders in getting this Living Well Now vision underway. And since 2012, they've really been actively growing their businesses. We didn't start growing our business until 2014. But yeah, we at Living Well Now, we like to call ourselves health and business coaches, and we really seek to offer the wisdom and advice that we've learned throughout the years as we've been growing our businesses to our teammates and to our teammates' teams, so that everybody has the resources that they need to be successful, right? Because we believe that duplication through education equals success. So this is why we host these workshops every Wednesday night. You can get a product workshop and then followed up with a little business workshop. And we also have Ange and Andrea lead an accountability call on Friday mornings for LWN brand partners to show up to and learn from and listen to. And we're just really passionate about giving people the resources they need to succeed. We also love to direct people to outside resources that are not us, right? So the 4-year career, if you're just watching this video tonight for the first time, you've never heard anything about the Young Living business or network marketing, you definitely want to get your hands on the 4-year career Young Living edition. Especially if you're already locked in on Young Living and you're like, oh, I love these products, but I've kind of thought about growing a business, maybe. Definitely get your hands on a 4-year career Young Living edition. Richard Bliss Brooke wrote this. He continues to do amazing trainings yearly, regularly throughout the year. He's like been in the network marketing world for 35 years. He and his wife actually have a Young Living team. They are growing their business with Young Living. That's how, they just joined Young Living like 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, they just joined Young Living because of the 27 years, because of the products. Like Young Living has like a 40% of Young Living members are ordering every month because they love the products. The products are that great, So Richard Bliss Brooke joined the Young Living community, and so he's got this Young Living 4-year career edition. Sarah Harnish has a book called Game Plan, which would be great to check out. There's another book by Eric Worre called Go Pro, and that would be worth diving into as you're thinking about growing your business, or as you're launching your business. Like I said earlier, you want to learn the network marketing language, the skills, so that you can make it happen. And then also our Living Well Now team offers a Thousandaire system for success. So we're in the midst of our summer hustle, our LWN summer hustle, and this fall will be the Thousandaire Revolution. That's September 16th to October 21st. So again, it's a training program. So if you're launching your business right now, you definitely would want to sign up for that, so you can just continue to get the wisdom from other silver, gold, platinum, diamond leaders on the Living Well Now organization. We can help you launch, make that launch successful. And then next March, there'll be a business boot camp. As you're helping other brand partners they join you, you'll be able to direct them to these books, right? And just grow businesses alongside you. So if this is your first Young Living business opportunity workshop, you're going to want to create your account with the person who invited you to check out this video. Okay, so whoever invited you to watch this video or invited you to this workshop, have them help you get started, and then start to set up your subscribe to save order, which is your monthly order, which is your wellness box that you're going to get every month. And you can change those products every month and be real specific on I want to shift this month. Okay, I want to get this supplement every month. Maybe I need to get the bar soaps every couple months. And you can just change that as you go. So you want to get all started. You also want to announce your new business by asking people to just take a look. So if it's kind of like the coffee shop, if the coffee shop in town doesn't let anybody know they're open, right? If they don't have an open sign on, if they don't have, if they're not passing out flyers, if they're not being intentional, and they are brand new and nobody knows them, that they're in business, like they're not going to do very well, right? So you in some way have to begin to announce and own that you're launching a Young Living business, and our trainings provide you great ideas as to how to do that. Typically, it's not like you're not necessarily going to post a starter kit and put in your link on Facebook. It's going to be way more of like, hey, this is my story. This is why I'm pumped about this business. I just wanted to share, and it might be something that you send out. I mean, you could put it in a letter to people if you have lots of mailing addresses. You could, look at your 100 most intentional friends on Facebook and or Instagram and just be like, hey, I just want you to know I'm doing this. I'm really excited about it. Here's why I'm excited about it. I would love your prayers. I would love your support. And I also would love to teach you about the business and or the products if you are interested. Would you like to take a look? And you can be intentional about inviting people through that dialogue and through that conversation. And last, download the steps for success, livingwellnow.com/success, and then start inviting your friends and family to upcoming workshops that you're hosting, that you're co-hosting, that we're hosting as Living Well Now. And just start teaching people. Just start, you get your story. You then start inviting people to take a look at the products and or the business. And then also you're just listening. You're building relationships. It's a long-term game, right? So as I'm visioning the next 27 years, I'm thinking long-term. Who do I want to hang out with the next 25 years? Who wants to hang out with me for the next 25 years, right? We want to find people that want to grow in wellness and grow successful organizations with us, right? So start being courageous and just really ultimately I would close with, as I'm finishing up here, just that mindset training. So much of this, I daily am like training myself, right? Whether it's listening to something. Today I went on a run, like a 45-minute run, and I was literally listening to like just positive affirmations for 45 minutes while I ran with real soothing music. It was 80 degrees out and sunny, and I was like running and I was listening to this mindset training, because I know for me to be the best I can be, I've got to have a strong mind. All right. So again, here are some of the options, the ways to get started with the new Young Living website launch. There are other ways in which you can get started. You don't have to pick one of these starter kits. You literally can design your own. If you desire to be a brand partner, just talk to the person who invited you and they'll help you get started either, as a brand partner, or you can unlock the subscribe to save 24% off, which is also, that's off the retail pricing. But yeah, if you're going to launch a business, you definitely want to dive in with a starter kit, or pick like, all right, here are 10 products that I really want to get to know, and dive in and get to know, and then start sharing with other people. All right, y'all. Really grateful for you listening in. If you caught this live, and if you did not, and you're listening in on YouTube, thanks for listening. I think the biggest thing our Living Well Now team is passionate about is helping others live their healthiest lives and also build successful businesses. So the only way we can do that is if we change our focus from making money to serving more people. Serving more people will make the money come in. So at the end of the day, it is about relationships. It is about people. It is about connecting and being open to, new ways to connect and new ways to build relationships with people. So here's to you, your dreams, your goals. You're 100% worth it. Those goals, those dreams, you can do them. If you have that belief, if you grow that mindset, you can do this. I 100% believe you can do this. If you grow the mindset and do the actions, you can do that. You can have success with Young Living. All right. Blessings to you. Have a great night wherever you are. If you listen to this during the day, hope you have an amazing rest of your day.